Hey, what's happening, Nation? It's Sunjoku. Three in a row, baby. Three in a row. I could not tell you how pumped up I am right now. I knew this home stretch was going to be good to us, but going 3 and 0 through it, I'm so damn proud of our team right now. They played so good. I got a little worried there at the beginning. I'm not going to lie to you. The Bengals came out ready to play today. The Bengals thought this was a game they could win, and they came out there and they did their damnedest. So credit to them. They really did play a good game. Anything can happen on Sundays. But we finally woke up, realized what we were playing against, fought back, got into that game, and ended up winning it. It wasn't pretty, but I'll take it. I'll take it all day. A win is a win, and that is what we needed. I know a lot of you guys were a little concerned because we dropped into the seventh seed. We'll go ahead and take a look at that real quick. Yes, we did. We won, and we fell back to the seventh seed. Pretty much what happened is when the Texans lost and the Colts won, the Colts have the tiebreaker on the Texans, so that pushed them into the lead of the division. And since the Texans have the tiebreaker on us, it pushed them to the sixth seed and dropped us into the seventh. It truly doesn't matter. They're 6-4. The Colts are 6-4. The Chiefs are 6-4, and your Oakland Raiders right now are sitting at 6-4. Ah, it's beautiful to see. I'm telling you guys right now, I have decided I am going live at the end of that game tomorrow night. I truly think the Chargers are going to win that game. Nobody wants their season to be over. And if the Chargers lose that game, their season pretty much is over. And if they do win, that will push us right into the fourth seed. We will just switch spots with them. Nothing else will really change. Except we will become the fourth. They'll become the seventh. And then they go into their bye week, and we have to go play the Jets. We're going to talk about that. That game has me really, really worried. I'm not even going to lie to you. But the Raiders came out there. Carr played awesome. Carr truly did play awesome today. I know he had that one pick. I know he was sacked 3 times. And I know, like most of you guys out there, you probably shit your pants when you saw him die for that touchdown out there. Carr came out there playing to win today. Jacobs came out there playing to win today. Our offensive line got pushed around way, way more than I thought they were going to. I think that was a good wake-up call for them. I think they really needed that game to just kind of show you that any team can step out there and kind of blow through your offensive line. I think that's going to be a big, big difference maker moving forward. So as much as it sucked to see, I was actually happy to see that. But we played outstanding football today. I got a little bit of beef with Gruden. But outside of that, got the win. 3 in a row. If you guys are new to the channel, please do subscribe. I try to bring you guys pretty consistent Raider videos. I truly love this team, and I just want to see how far we can push it because I got a really, really good feeling about this year. If you do follow this channel, you know I went through, took my notes today. I was ready for you guys. I know some of you guys like it, some of you guys don't. So I try to do like more of a condensed version of it tonight just so we can fly through the game, get to the stats, because I know we all just sat there and watched the game. But there were some things that just stood out to me. So I like to just run through it just so you guys can see what I was thinking throughout the game. And if you're in the live feed, please let me know what you guys were thinking as we're going through it. Just because there was a few points in this game, I got scared as shit. I'm not even going to lie to you guys. I said the other night that I thought this game was just a cakewalk. We had it in the bag. But like I said, man, nobody wants to be 0-16. No team wants to have that stigma attached to them. So let's go ahead and jump into it real quick. Take a look at the game itself. Our inactives going forward or going into the game. Doss, I told you guys he wasn't going to play. Harris, I told you he wasn't going to play. Joyner, we knew he was hurt. Kaiser, Gruden's pet, always just sitting out there. Really curious to see what happens with this kid. If he replaces Glennon at the end of this season, I'll kind of understand what was happening. And I do like this kid, but he's just riding the pine for right now. That's all he's doing. Magnuson and McLean, these dudes pretty much fall into the same boat. The fact that McLean was sat because we had Dion coming in, that kind of pretty much tells you that Dion won that spot over. He's going to take over that Arden Key position for right now. Magnuson we brought in when we were really searching for center help. So I don't see either one of these dudes really staying with us. And then Sharp was injured, so he ended up being a scratch. So that is what it is. But let's go ahead and take a look at this game. Like I said, I'm going to try to just fire through this for you guys. The opening drives really do mean a lot to me. Our opening drive, we went out there. Jacobs looked pretty good. He had that first opening pretty big run out there. Things were looking good. But then by the end of it, it ended up being like we ran 4 or 5 plays. But Carr ended up getting sacked by Dunlop and Atkins coming in there at the same time. So we ended up punting. Our defense came out there. I told you guys DJ Swearinger was going to be starting this game. He did start this game at that safety spot. We didn't see too much Isaiah Johnson. I was shocked by that. Really thought we were going to see more of that. I'm really curious to see what's going on with him moving forward. But then Lawson ended up coming in and playing the nickel spot for us for Joyner. I mean, honestly, he played pretty good. I have no true complaints against him. Thought they played a pretty solid game overall. But their first drive ended with Mad Max getting his first of 4 sacks this game and a fumble caused. Way to open up for us. And I was like, hell yeah, we are looking good. Jacobs comes back. We start marching a little bit. He ends up busting a big run, but he ends up fumbling it. That shit was coming. I mean, no rookie running back's going to make it through their entire first season without coughing that ball up at least 1 or 2 times. It didn't kill us this game. I'm glad it came in this game. But he ended up coughing it up. We turned the ball back over to him. And then at this point, this is what kind of scared me right here. The damn Bengals go on a 12-play, 85-yard drive that ended with their first rushing touchdown of the season. We can't be giving that shit up. We can't. I'm sorry. That is not the defense that says, hey, we're making a playoff run. At the end of the day, this is still the 0-9 Bengals. We did give up the first rushing touchdown that they've had all season long. And Mixon did play good. We've given up a good bit of yardage on the ground the past 2 weeks. I'm honestly not too worried about it. We've been shuffling around a lot of different pieces. But that hurt to see. And they jumped out to an early lead. And I was shocked by it. But our crowd went completely silent by the end of the first quarter. It's like, what the hell is going on? We have so few games in the nation right now. For you guys just to shut it off at the first quarter because they jump out to a 7-0 lead, I mean, shit, give us a chance. They ended up coming back in. I was really happy to see it. The crowd jumped back into this game. But then they kick off to us, and I was like, all right, shit, we need to respond right now. We need something. We need to jump back, get some points on the board, at least put together some kind of drive. We end up punting again, like 3-and-out punt again, which was like, oh shit, what is going on? Is this going to be one of those games where they come in here and jump out to an early lead? Because that was one of the things that I talked about that I was really scared was going to happen in this game. But our defense stepped up. I think that big drive out of them was kind of a wake-up call for our defense. Like, okay, I don't know what the hell we're doing, but it's time to fix it. So we hold them, and then we end up going on a big drive right there, marching all the way down the field. Carr, at the end of this drive, was 11 for 11 and finished it with that touchdown to Foster in the end zone. Carr played the first half of this game like one of the best quarterbacks I've ever freaking seen. And it wasn't his dink and dunk. I mean, he was pushing the ball down the field on this drive. That was a huge drive for us. We looked so good. Waller got in there, made a couple big plays. Renfro got in there, had a couple big plays on that drive. I was like, all right, here we go. We kick off to them, 7-7. Max Crosby, he didn't get a sack on this drive right here. Dude is a fucking machine, like a true machine. And the fact that we can rest him so he can come in there with a full head of steam every time he's on the field has made a huge, huge difference for us. I know they call him salt and pepper. Man, salt and pepper's here. Oh man, that song kills me. But those guys they played damn good today. Farrell didn't get any sacks, but he got his hands up and made a few big stops in the run game. That shit might be for real. That name sucks. I mean, I'm sorry. It does make me laugh. But they got to figure something else out for that, especially with how damn white Crosby is. The whitest person I've ever seen in my life. But either way, they end up punting it back to us. And then we march right down the field again. The second quarter was our quarter. We ended up scoring on this drive again. Carr was he was 14 of 14 before he missed that pass to Waller in the back of the end zone. Waller, you should have caught that ball. I know it was a little bit behind you, but you got both hands on that thing. That would have put Carr at 15 and 15 with 2 touchdowns. But he didn't. And so Carr was like, you know what? Screw it. I'm going to dance around in the pocket. Yeah, I'm talking about Derek Carr dancing around in the pocket. Made two Bengals run into each other, and then ended up diving over the line. He didn't have to jump that high. He could have just went in low and ended up getting that touchdown. But he went for it, jumped up there, got into the house, got spun around one good time. I knew right then we had this game, regardless of anything else that happened. When he did that, I knew that we had this game. That ended up being another big drive for us. It was 10 plays for 80 yards. We marched down the field. It was coming up to the end of the half. The Bengals tried to make a little bit of noise, got down there, and they ended up shanking like a 53-yard field goal. That wasn't even close. So the half went ahead and ended right there. It was 14-7 at halftime. We were looking pretty good. I wrote it in my notes. I was like, Carr looks perfect. Because at that point, Carr was playing like the ultimate game at that point. Jacobs was getting stopped from time to time, but the yardage he was getting was like big chunk yardage, like 15, 20 yards a carry. So he was doing offense, and the defense finally woke up after that first big drive. And I was like, all right, man, we actually got a pretty good shot at this right now. Everything seems to be clicking. Things are looking good. Gruden, do not take your foot off the gas. He does that shit every time. Even if it's like a field goal or just a touchdown lead, he wants to start grinding the ball right then and just trying to burn clock and just run the game out. We got to get up to a good at least 10 to 14 point lead before we start pulling that. Because like in this game, we got into a point to where a garbage time touchdown could have killed us. Like killed us. So we need a bigger lead before we start just grinding the ball out, in my opinion. The third quarter ended up staying pretty quiet. Their opening drive, Deion Jordan ended up stepping up, ended up getting a sack. That was huge to see. Him and Swearinger ended up playing actually really, really good games today. They played way more snaps than I thought they were going to play. But the Raiders came out there. Renfro had a big gain. Ended up going for like 20 or 25, and that diving catch, that thing was super pretty. Like I said, man, I love that kid. But then a few plays later, we kept running that same damn drag across the middle. And it's worked for us for a few weeks, but their safety finally jumped at one time. Carr ended up getting picked right there. That was Carr's big pick of this game. It was Gruden's play calling. I mean, Carr shouldn't have thrown that ball. They had just done it so many times. And I mean, you can only do something to an NFL team so many times before they're like, all right, screw it, I'm going to jump on it and see what happens. So we ended up throwing the pick right there. The Bengals are in the Raiders' territory. They end up going down a little bit, but then they kick the field goal. It's 14-10 at that point. I was like, all right, that's not too bad. Carr gets sacked again on that next drive for the third time this game, and we end up punting the ball. That following drive, the Bengals come back out. Mullen almost had that damn pick six. He was so close. He closed this game out for us, but Mullins is going to end up getting a pick six this game. That's the second time where he's just been squeezing the ball away from taking that thing the distance. So they end up punting it back to us. Penalties make us punt again on that next drive. We had a few decent plays, but penalties killed us. We ended up punting again. The Bengals get the ball on their own 15. The quarter ends. We're going into the fourth quarter. It's 3rd and 7. And Mad Max's ass gets in there and gets another sack. Dude finished with 4 sacks. Saved us that drive completely. Guy is just insane. Like truly, truly insane. Waller ends up they end up punting. We end up getting the ball back. Waller ends up making a big catch for 32 yards. Just a perfect ball by Carr. Jacob busts another one. Ends up breaking 100 yards right there on the day. This dude's shattering Raider records as he goes. He's the rookie of the year. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care what any other rookie out there does. This dude, the football that he is playing is going to change this team for the future going forward. And I know Rashard and Washington aren't, especially in this game, we'll take a look at it in a minute, they're not helping them, not as much as they need to. I understand Rashard's coming in there on third downs and doing what he needs to do. I totally, totally support that. Washington, I'm curious to see what happens with. He's not consistent enough to where he can come in there and fill those gaps. But through this drive, we end up getting down to a 4th down situation. It was like 4th and 1. The ball was pretty much at I think it was at the 4. Instead of kicking the field goal, we go for it. Who do we bring in? Ingold, because you know damn well that's all he does is get first downs and make huge blocks. Goes in there, gets us the first down. We get a penalty. We keep going back and forth. Zay Jones makes a catch short of the end zone, gets pushed out of bounds. We end up kicking the field goal. So it's 17-10. There's 9-12 remaining in the game. I was like, all right, we got a touchdown lead. Things are looking good. Then the Bengals start marching. But then, boom, Mad Max ends up making a huge play. Gets another sack. It's 3rd and 19. And then Tate made that catch. He ended up getting cracked by Riley on that play. That shit actually looked pretty scary for a second. Dude wasn't moving for a minute, but he ended up giving the thumbs up sign when he left. He's only a second-year player. I have nothing personal against the Bengals or anything, so I'm really pulling for that kid, hoping he brings it all back together. But he hung on to that ball. That was a crazy, crazy catch. Especially, to catch the ball and be carted off the field at the same time. Props to you, Tate. But they got the first down on that. We ended up getting it to be 3rd and 4 on the 37. And then we stopped them 4th and 4. The defense stepped up, man. Incomplete pass. We end up getting the ball back on turnover on downs. And then I wrote it down. Just drive and win. That's all we have to do. Just drive and win. We end up driving a little bit. We start moving down the field a little bit. It gets down to the 2-minute warning because we were just eating clock at this point. And I understood what we were doing right there. I didn't have any major problems with that. What I did have a problem with is when it came to the 2-minute warning and it was 4th down, we had a shot at like a 51, 52-yard field goal, somewhere right in there. And we ended up punting the ball. I think we should have kicked that kick. That would have sealed the game right there. It would have been over. I understand we punted it. We stopped them. I'm not a coach, just a dude sitting at a desk making Raider videos, super excited. But it ended up being the right move. But I think a lot of us wanted us to see just go for the field goal right there. We've been shutting down their offense pretty much since the first quarter. It would have been nice to see, but we played it safe. We ended up punting the ball over to them. And then Mad Max's ass gets in there, gets another big sack. That was his 4th sack coming in to close the game out. And then the next play, Mullins ends up getting his first pick on the season. That ended the game right there. Our rookies stepped up crazy this game. I think we set an NFL record when Foster caught that touchdown. That was the 14th rookie touchdown that we've had this season. And that broke a record going all the way back to the NFL merger. So, if you have any doubts that we're building the right thing, just look at that stat because it's all coming together for us out there. Let's go ahead and take a look at the stats real quick. I always like to look at the Bengals first. Ryan Finley, 13 for 31, 115 yards and a pick. We sacked him a bunch of times. I said we were going to get there 6 times. I think we only got there 5 this game, but the kid's young. They started having Andy Dalton throw in the 4th quarter. I really wouldn't have mattered if he came into this game or not. As long as the Bengals are without A.J. Green, everybody can just key on Mixon. It is what it is. And I don't think A.J. Green's going to be there next year. So this team is really about to go into rebuilding mode. Joe Mixon, on the other hand, 15 carries for 86 yards and a touchdown, 5.7-yard average. I said before this game, Mixon's a damn good running back. They stepped up. They played for him today. Props to you, Mixon. Good game. I hate that it came against us. Run defense after the past 2 weeks, we need to take a look at it and see what's going wrong. But I really think it's just people being shuffled around and us just being able to find that groove again. This one did worry me. Ryan Finley, 3 carries for 47 yards. Dude, if we end up getting into the playoffs and we play the Ravens the first game, if Finley's going for 3 carries for 47 yards, just imagine what he's going to do to us. That's not going to be pretty. And there's really no way to stop that. And when you're going against somebody like that, it sucks. But the fact that Ryan Finley's doing it, that's a big concern for us. That comes back to our linebackers. I said we need help at our linebacker position. The receivers, Tate ended up having a pretty good game for him. Like I said, it sucks that kid got hurt. Hopefully it's nothing serious. Their tight end, 3 catches, 21 yards. We need help with the tight ends. Mixon didn't do too much in the passing game. Bernard didn't do too much in the passing game. And that pretty much was it for them. Their passing game really wasn't doing it for them. It pretty much just came out of the rushing game for them. That's how they were marching the ball this game. Their defense, I'm not going to talk about too much. But this Josh Tupu kid, or Tupo, whatever his damn name is, that kid's pretty damn good. I did not know anything about him before this game. That kid impressed me out there. He actually played a really, really good game. So I'll give him a quick little shout out. For our boys out there, look at that, man. Derek Carr, 25 for 29 for 292 yards. He threw a touchdown. He ran for a touchdown. And he had that shitty pick. But, I mean, it is what it is. What the hell else do you want this dude to do before you're like, okay, I'm back on the Carr bandwagon? This dude is playing lights out football right now. And he's sacrificing it. You saw him go for that touchdown. Yeah, Derek Carr, keep that shit up, dude. You are the future of this team. The fact that you have some help right now with the Rookie of the Year, Josh Jacobs, 23 carries, 112 yards, 4.9 yard average. He didn't get into the house. We gave him the opportunities to get into the house. But like I said, their defensive front was playing strong today. So props to them. But Josh Jacobs, man, keep that shit up. You are playing so awesome for us. Don't see any doubts of you getting that. Ingold does what he needs to do. He got us that first down on his one carry like he always does. Carr ended up rushing for that touchdown. I did not like seeing this. Jalen Richard, I get it. He doesn't get that many carries. He only comes in on third downs. He might catch a ball or two. So that I'm not worried about. I love Jalen Richard. Washington, he only got 2 carries, but he went for -1 yards. He didn't do anything in the passing game either. It would be really, really nice to have somebody that can come in there and spell Josh Jacobs that really could make an impact in the game. And I still think Washington can do it. I mean, the Bengals they played strong today, but Washington did not. And then Darren Waller had that one little pitch play where I'm hoping we don't do that again. I don't know what the hell that was, but I don't want to see it. Our receivers went off today. Just went off. Williams had a big day, 4 catches for 82 yards. Waller, 5 catches for 78 yards. Renfro, 5 catches for 66 yards. Isaiah Johnson, ended up going for 3 for 25. Washington had 2 catches for 14 yards. It helped out a little bit, but not enough. Jacobs he's staying in the passing game a little bit. I'll take it. 3 catches for 12 yards. Foster ended up having that touchdown on one of his 2 catches, and then Richard ended up having 1 for 7. Sorry, that Isaiah Avery is Zay Jones. That's his birth name. It is what it is. But our receivers played really well. Seeing Swearinger lead our team in tackles this game, I was not shocked by it. Honestly did not want to see it. But Mullins ended up having a big game. Crosby with his 4 sacks out there. Deion Jordan with his 1 sack out there. So, we played really, really good football today. And it was. It was sloppy. And I think a lot of it looked sloppy because of our offensive line play. And we're going to have to clean that up going forward. But like I said, I think this game was a wake-up call for our offensive line. Like, hey, you're not just going to push everybody around. You got to bring that shit every single game. So going forward, after winning our home stretch, and 3-0 through that home stretch, we have to go to New York to play the Jets. That's going to be a tough, tough game. I'm telling you right now. Sam Darnold ended up going for 4 touchdowns today and close to 300 yards. And I get it. He was playing the Redskins. It is what it is. The Redskins are trash. They are just true trash. But this Jets team also messed around and kicked the shit out of the Cowboys. So we cannot underestimate this game. We're going to do a big breakdown on this game just because this game is huge before we go play the Chiefs, who are coming off their bye week. We're going to need a true plan for this game. I'm hoping it's not cold as shit because Derek Carr doesn't play as well when it's super cold. But these next 2 games, this Kansas City game could end up being in the snow. So we just need to keep an eye out for it. We're going to take a real in-depth look at this game. But we need this. We need this win. Because I'll tell you right now, if the Chiefs go out there and lose tomorrow, and then we lose this Jets game, the Chiefs are going to be the ones with the momentum. But if we go into Kansas City coming off a four game win streak, you know how long it's been since fucking Oakland's been on a 4-game win streak. But we go in there on a 4-game win streak, I think we take this Chiefs team. I'll tell you right now, if we take this Chiefs team, we win this division and we go deep into the playoffs this year. And at that point, if we win this game, I'll go ahead and say this shit right now. If we win this Chiefs game, we'll end up playing the Ravens in the AFC Championship game. Because I do not give the Patriots credit for what they're doing right now. I truly do not. Jags ended up taking a big loss today, so I mean, that kind of slipped them out of it. Not worried about the Titans. Raider Nation, man, we are looking good. We are looking good. I know it sucks that we're in the 7th seed. It is what it is. It's just a number. All our records are tied. Come back tomorrow night. Come back in the 4th quarter of that game tomorrow night. We're definitely going live. We are going to see if we could end up being first place in this division. And I'll tell you right now, if the Chargers win that game, we're going to be celebrating tomorrow night. So be sure to click in. Right around probably 10 minutes left in the 4th quarter, I'm going to go ahead and fire it up. I'll have the game audio playing in the background just so we can kind of hear what's going on, and we'll just kind of bullshit about it and see what happens in the end. But I appreciate everybody that watches this stuff. That was a huge win for us today. Like I said, if you're new to the channel, please do subscribe. Be sure you tune back in tomorrow night. I'm Son Joku. Everybody have a real good night. We will see you next time.